Well, it's Friday, so it's time to look at some weekend entertainment options. Joining us now is Chris Bumbray of JoBlo.com, and today he's not with us here in Montreal. He's joining us from Park City, Utah, where he is covering the Sundance Film Festival. So, Chris, tell us more about what's happening where you are.
So this is the last ever edition of the famous Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah. Kind of appropriate in some ways because, unfortunately, Robert Redford, who was the founder of the festival, passed away earlier this year, or last year, I guess, by now. And the mood here is very strange because they are moving to Boulder, Colorado, but nobody knows if, for sure the festival is actually going to be able to continue. But I have to say, as somebody who's been coming here since 2010, it's surprisingly quiet. It's usually a lot more crazy and hectic than it is now. But there are still some really big movies showing, with no less than 3 movies starring Charlie XCX. So which is kind of a surprise, right?
Yeah,
She's got The
absolutely.
Moment that's playing and that's premiering. She's got The Moment that's premiering tomorrow night. That's from A24 and that comes out in about a week. So audiences in Montreal will be able to see it. It's a mockumentary in which she plays herself, but she's also got supporting roles in 2 of the bigger movies that are playing here. One is called I Want Your Sex with Olivia Wilde and Cooper Hoffman, and then the other is another movie with Olivia Wilde, but one that she directed called The Invite that co-stars Edward Norton, Penelope Cruz, and Seth Rogen. How's that for a cast? Pretty great.
So you just mentioned that Montreal audiences will be able to see these films. They'll be coming out soon. These films that are screening now at the festival, a lot of them will be streaming, right?
Yes, Netflix has a big presence here. In fact, I just ran into one of the publicists from Netflix that I see all the time. And yeah, he was out scoping films and trying to pick up stuff for this streaming service. I mean, I think Sundance in some ways wouldn't exist without Netflix because, some of the biggest movies that come out of the festival are ones that show up on Netflix. One of the movies that's nominated for Best Picture this year, Train Dreams, actually premiered at Sundance last year and was one of the acquisitions that they made. So I think everybody's looking for the next Train Dreams, the next movie that could potentially be nominated for an Academy Award.
Okay. Well, switching gears completely here. For wrestling fans, there's the WWE Friday Night Smackdown at the Bell Center tonight.
I was invited to this, and I'm missing it because I'm in Park City, which is too bad. I would have loved to have gone to see it. It's a big one tonight. AJ Styles is one of the champions, is wrestling. Sammy Zayn, who's actually from Montreal, is participating in a 4-way tag team event this evening, so I'm sure he's going to address the crowd. And there's also an interview with Cody Rhodes, who's probably the biggest WWE superstar that's in the business these days. I mean, hey, wrestling, I think, has just taken off in such a way. I mean, it used to be a thing that, was for teenage boys, but you'd be surprised at the demographics that get into this. A lot of adults are very excited about WWE Smackdown at the Bell Center, so I imagine it is going to be full tonight.
Yeah, I have an aunt who's in her 80s who is very much into wrestling, like surprisingly so. So I know that to be true. All right. If you're in the mood for some laughs, Sugar Sammy is back in town with his signature bilingual show.
Yes, so his bilingual show happens tonight. It's at Ciel Kill Mercure. And then for the rest of his run, it's actually going to be an English-only show. So he did do a bunch of bilingual shows. The last one's tonight. There are still a couple of tickets left, but it seems like only singles at the moment. So if you want to go see it, check it out right before showtime, and you might actually be able to find a couple of spares because they do open up tickets at the last minute. And then, yes, the rest of the shows that he's doing this weekend are all actually 100% in English. But Sugar Sammy is popular as ever, and the fact that all those shows are selling out, quite impressive for a homegrown talent.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you again, Chris. We appreciate it. Enjoy your time in Utah.
Good seeing you again, Maya. Thank you for having me on.